Happy birthday season, Libra. Welcome to my channel, Alchemist 8. My name is Justin, and I hope you're having a great one so far. So what I'm going to be doing is a tarot card reading for the week of October 9th through the 15th. And for those of you who are new, which is everybody right now, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with that being said, let's get started. I have cleansed your space. The gems are rested and ready. The cards are rested and ready. Hell, I might even be rested and ready. Well, let me show you how ready I am. I'm going to pull 15 cards, 5 groups of 3. The middle group is going to be the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corner are going to be just some possible options to consider when dealing with the issue. The bottom left is going to be where your mental state might be at or some perspectives to consider. And then the bottom right is going to be how your higher self is working behind the scenes. And if you're curious, I'm using the Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. Imagery on this deck is super cool, so I hope you enjoyed that. All right, spirits, what do you have in store for Libra this week? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, Libra. Oh, there you are. I'm pretty sure that's one of your cards. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'm digging this, Libra. This is pretty cool. Let's see. All right. Let's get this over here. Adjust these cards a little bit, and then we'll get this show started. Okie dokie, Libra. So, for the nature of your problem, you have the Eight of Wands here. And cards that came with it are the Star card and the Queen of Disc. So, with this Eight of Wands energy, Eight of Wands is about, usually, you might have something, some stuff coming in quick this week. Maybe some news, maybe you're getting ready to embark on a new project, but I feel like things are moving for you is what I'm kind of getting here. I don't feel like there's sometimes with the Eight of Wands, it gives me energy sometimes of like maybe you're getting pulled in different, in every which direction. Ultimately, you will find, your balance with this energy, but I feel like with this, I feel like with the I think with the Eight of Wands that I feel like there are new opportunities coming in for you. And I say that just because, and not just because the ambulance said so. I say that because you might not even be able to hear that. With the Star card here, the Star card for me is about hope or kind of like unexpected help, things of that nature. And with it being partnered here, I feel like maybe this is I say there's like maybe a project that you're getting ready to embark on, or I don't know. I'm feeling here that you're feeling hopeful about something coming up, which would make sense because you look at this Queen of Disc here. She's about she's a very, how do I want to say this? She kind of reminds me of a of what's that goddess name? Demeter, the goddess of the harvest, kind of. I know the princess of the princess of Disc. She's standing on the altar of Demeter, but I feel like she's more so, the Queen of Disc is more so embodying that goddess energy. She's getting ready to look out into. She's looking at this kind of deserted plain out here. And she's not looking at it with like a, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this plain? She's like, I'm going to make this flourish. And I feel like you're really feeling very hopeful with this project. And I feel like things are moving faster than you... hold on, I gotta move some of these cards. I feel like things are moving faster than you expected, which could be good, So I feel like, hey, I wouldn't mind some... a whole lush field for my birthday. So I'm all for this, Libra. This is looking pretty solid. I don't feel like... I don't feel like I need to dive in too deep into this. We'll come back to it as it comes necessary. We're not going to force it. You're not going to force it. I'm not going to force it. We're going to keep it moving. So, with some possible future things you might be considering, let's start. I want to start on the right hand side just because I feel like that kind of goes nicely with how the nature of your problem is. So with the right hand side here, I pulled the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. So with this with this Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands to me is Seven of Wands to me is like your burnout card. You have these 6 swords. Let's say you're kind of picture it as, let's say you're kind of juggling these things. Each of these swords that are pointing to this main one here. The main one would be you in this scenario. It's fine, to juggle. I feel like Libra, I feel like you're a good multitasker. But sometimes, if you take on too much on your plate, you might be able to handle 2 swords. You might even be talented enough to get those 4 swords. But after a while, you're juggling 6 swords for a while. You can do that for a little bit, but eventually you're going to burn out. And then if you're trying to build your field on a burnout, it's futile. I feel like when it's talking about futility here, it's like if you're, and this could be, I don't even necessarily think that could be just like you're doing things necessarily, because the swords have to deal with intellectual matters. So it could be too that you just have a lot on your mind and you're like, your attention, maybe, hold on, here we go, we're splitting. Maybe your attention split every which way and everything feels like it's being called to your attention. And this is for some of you. So I would say kind of be mindful of that. No one, take the time. If you're feeling kind of frazzled, it might be just some time to kind of get yourself in a quiet space and just breathe for a second and just okay, reassess what is urgent, what requires my energy right now, as opposed to just I'm gonna do everything right now. That's not gonna serve you any purpose. You want to make sure that you're giving each of these swords your attention, so that way you're not because look, I don't know if you can tell here, but this sword is chipping. This is, you take on too much on your plate, your sword's gonna break. So that's what I have there. And this is I like that the Ace of Wands is here, because the aces in this deck, they signify, obviously, big things are coming. With the wand, this is like big energy coming. But in this deck, the aces can represent planting a seed. This is something you're investing in for long term. It's and I think that's appropriate with that Seven of Swords being next to it. It's kind of like, this is sort of telling me, don't spend all your energy at once. The wands, and you have, you have 1 court card with wands, which is perfect. We're going to explain that a little bit later. But with the wands, there is the common theme with them. There is that potentiality for burnout. So I feel like this one is telling you, keep that energy, but save it. Plant that seed a little bit. This is, I'm gonna bring this up. She's I might as well just keep her up here for a little bit. She understands, with the queen of this, because the queens, I don't know if I mentioned, the queens and the princess can represent people possibly in this deck. So this could be you, could be someone you might be working with. Either way, the queen knows that this isn't going to happen overnight. This is going to take time, so she's going to invest her energy wisely. She's a very prudent figure, and that's what I think that this is asking you to do. Be prudent with your energy. Plant that seed so that when it does grow, man, it's going to grow like you wouldn't even believe. And I think that that's kind of perfect too with this, the Knight of Cups here. The Knight of Cups, he's an interesting figure. He's the, I feel like this, with the Knight of Cups being here, this is kind of saying, take that time to kind of nurture this energy. He's very, of the knights, he's kind of one of the more softer ones. I think he embodies more feminine energy than the other knights, and I feel like this is just saying to kind of bring a more a nurturing aspect. It's not to say he's weak, because he is here. This crab here is supposed to represent the strength of water, but he also has, I don't know if you can see this on here, he also has this peacock here, so he's not afraid of expressing beauty, being being he's kind of type that he appreciates his emotions. He's very comfortable in himself, and I feel like this is kind of saying, maybe with this burnout card, maybe this is like a time, in having to plant this Ace of Wands. This might be a time to, make sure that you're handling this, that if for some of you, if you read this eight, or if you felt this Eight of Wands as something like you're being split in different directions, I think this is kind of calling on you to kind of take a minute and make sure that when you go to present this, that you're at your best, as opposed to being where you're burnt out and you can't bring it. You're just like giving just cause. That's kind of what I'm getting with the Knight of Cups here. Knight of Cups. And I think that's interesting, that... No, I think that's interesting. I'm not going to force that. I feel like this really is kind of... I'm getting this kind of like, make sure that... To kind of keep like a... What am I trying to say, Libra? I feel like what I'm trying to get at is, and then we're going to move on. With this... Yeah, I feel like this is kind of taking the time to focus on yourself, to be, to kind of be kind, to not really, maybe worry about what others are thinking about, maybe just when you go to present this, just present it with confidence, I'm not going to force that, I feel we're going to leave the Knight where he is. So, hopefully that resonates with you. I'm getting, we'll come back to that Knight. I'm going to sit on that for a little bit. Let's move over to the upper left-hand corner here. We have and this is another possible for some others. We have the Queen of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Six of Wands. And this is pretty awesome. This is dope. I feel like for some of you, you're getting you are getting clarity on this project. I feel like you're kind of working through whether things are coming in fast, or whether you feel like you're being pulled in different directions because of that, or you know what I'm trying to say, Libra. I feel like you're getting some clarity here. The Queen of Swords is about, like, she is about they refer to her as the liberator of the mind, and that makes sense too, because I don't know if you can see here, she's literally got a head here. But it's not in the sense of that she's, she's not, I don't give her like she's a cruel queen. She's the type that, she's thrown on these clouds here. She's the water, or the airy part, or sorry, the watery part of air. And she's standing on these storm clouds here, but she's got a clear vision. She can see through the storm. She's not worried about this. She's got, a lot of queen energy here. But, and this could be you, Libra, being an air sign. Maybe some of you have some water in your chart. But, I feel like she's getting the clarity here so that you can go ahead and go get this tackled here, is what I'm kind of feeling. And I really kind of, I'm going to double down on that here too with the Hierophant showing up. I feel like this with the Hierophant's, I feel like we can apply this in a number of ways. I know this is for some future options, but the nice thing about the future is you can control how you want. So we're going to pull this Ace of Swords over here, or Ace of Wands over here, because I feel like in some aspects, the Hierophant can represent patience. And so that could be, taking the time to, we can totally fuse the futures, Libra. We can play around with this however you want. We wouldn't be alchemists for a reason. But I feel like with this, you can this is giving you the time to be, this is asking you to be patient. That's what, almost lost my point. This is asking you to be patient here with this Ace of Energy. That's what the Hierophant, one of the things that the Hierophant can represent. This is Taurus energy, patience, perseverance, all those lovely P words. But you can also represent divine wisdom. And I feel like this could be with some of you, if you're getting this clarity from this Queen of Swords, then that could be that divine wisdom that you're acquiring. Or it could be also, the Hierophant can represent like a teacher, whether it be you teaching someone, or someone is teaching you. I feel like there was is definitely, it feels tied into this clarity here with the Queen of Swords, and I think that's what's getting you back to balance, where if it doesn't feel like your energy is like kind of going all over the place, it's like now we're just at this rainbow part as opposed to this I don't want to say anxiety, but it gives me like low key anxiety vibes, but like maybe like overly stimulated or kind of jittery vibes is what I get with the Eight of Wands. It's Mercury and Sagittarius, so I mean to the you got the fastest planet, and then I want to say it's the fastest planet, and then you got Sagittarius. They're always about being they're about being on the move. But I feel like this one here, this is kind of this is you getting your balance, your victory. The Six of Wands is kind of like a victory after some like a hard time, but it also represents love, so there could be a love coming in for you. It could be you're realizing a love for this project that you're even working on too, so take that as it resonates. But I feel like this is saying that you are getting your energy in balance, you're embodying this Ace of Wands, and you're getting you are using it wisely. So yeah, that's what I'm getting with these future readings here. They do kind of they do I don't know, they complement each other very well, Libra. So I feel like with some of you, I feel like this is going to be a good week. Just make sure to keep the hope. And maybe with, now that I'm looking at the star card here and the Hierophant, be kind of looking out. Maybe there's someone who can help you along with this, because I think I mentioned that the star card can represent unexpected help coming from an unexpected source, duh. But yeah, this could be, kind of be, keep an ear out this week. If you are one who's looking for a teacher, or if someone is seeking guidance, you could have you're smart, Libra. You could have that. You could have the knowledge that they need to get to where they need to be. Maybe you're helping someone to attain their Queen of Disc. And this could be this person who's and I'm just talking to him from a queen aspect as being another person. I feel like, maybe this person is really antsy. They want to get going, but you're trying to teach them patience with this Hierophant. This is, or vice versa. Take it how it resonates. You know how this game goes. But that's another option that I'm kind of feeling too, going into that. So I like that. Let's go on to the mental state here. Oh, and this is how appropriate here, Libra. We're right on track. So with the with some what am I calling this? With where your headspace is at. Where's my headspace at? You have the Hanged Man, the Prince of Disc, and the Knight of Wands. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned with the Knights, but depending on the direction, the Knights can represent the coming or going of energy. Just depending on where they're facing. Both Knights are facing away from your from the nature of your problem, and honestly, when I see them doing that, I don't feel like it's a going away of energy. I don't. There's sometimes people say like you met like missed opportunities or something, and I don't think there's necessarily. I don't think you can miss an opportunity, because if it was meant for you to have it, it would definitely be yours. If anything, this was. I'd like to think of, my point is, I'd like to, when I think of the Knights as facing away from your issues, I feel like this is either you going out to do something. So I feel like this is, oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to bring the Knight of Cups home. So, before we move on to this, I promise. So, with this Knight of Cups, I feel like this is saying when you go to present this, once you've kind of got your head right up, get out of the Seven of Swords, get your energy, you've saved up, you reserve this energy. I feel like be proud. This is be proud in what you're presenting. Be I got a good I guess you can. He's kind of like my Hierophant. Sprinkles, all about sprinkles. The Knight of Cups is, and I feel like this is just when you go to present this field, if you will, this metaphorical field to whatever you're doing. I feel like this is kind of like, be proud of what you're doing. Give it your all, and don't doubt that. I feel like when sometimes I feel like with, and and this is just in reference to like just a male figure in general. Sometimes with at least what I'm feeling here, it's like this is I'm just feeling getting proud. I don't know why the spirit is. We're trying to make sense of this Knight of Cups here. I feel like there's a deeper meaning. You know what? I'm gonna put that back down. We're coming. I haven't forgotten about you. You're not gonna elude me too much longer. But let's focus on here, with where your head's at, the Hanged Man. So, with this Hanged Man, maybe some of you have reached that burnout stage. We might have gotten there, and now this is kind of like the Hanged Man is. This is kind of like it's kind of like clarity after sacrifice. You're kind or not clarity, redemption after sacrifice. This is like kind of my card of like it's time to search within. It's time to bring a new perspective to things. Maybe you have been the type that's been like really go 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 go. We're going fast, and now you've gone too fast. Remember I was saying about that energy, that burnout with the wands. The Hanged Man, and that's funny. The Hanged Man. I'm glad that the Knight of Wands is here, because usually I like to say the Hanged Man is kind of what happens after you Knight of Wands, and you've Knight of Wands with no direction. And I'm going to get to the Prince of Disc in a second. I'm not skipping him, but with this Knight of Wands, he is the fiery part of fire. So he's all fire all day. And the nice thing about him is that he is confident. He's when he's sure about something, he's going for it. He's lit. It is full steam ahead. The minus with him is that if he gets to, he expends all this energy, because he spends so much energy, and then when you get to where you're supposed to be, and let's say this is not where you thought it would end up, if you're trying to go back, you have to build up that energy again. That he can't, you can't just keep going. He can't do that again, like back to back. That's insane. Even the knight would have to rest after expending energy like that. And that's how I feel like you get to that Hanged Man situation, when you use that energy, when you take that Ace of Wands and you just go with it, but you're going with it without a direction. And the Hanged Man is just like, this is just a time to look within. How can I being you, Libra, I'm talking through you now. How can I get to a new perspective? How can I get out of this this Hanged Man funk? Like where's my energy being spent that's not serving me any purpose? Where do you really see yourself channeling this energy to? This is the time with the Hanged Man. I feel like this is like, if usually I feel like the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes it's like, well, you can go at it from a different view, though. You can always make something better. I feel like if you keep something stagnant, what's the point? There's no growth happening. This is saying like, you've done it this way. Let's try something different. And I feel like with here, and that's kind of nice that we have the Prince of Disc here, because the Prince of Disc, he is he's definitely a lot slower in the sense of like how he expends his time, how he spends his energy. He is he's very responsible. Everything is planned out. He's probably make a good manager. He's just like, he makes sure all of his ducks in a row. He gives me the type, if I had to put like a phrase to him, if you don't plan to fail, then you failed, or then if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's what I'm saying. See, I didn't plan that, and look what happened. But this guy, he's on top of it, and he gives me Taurus vibes too. I mean, I can't possibly imagine why, but he gives me a lot of like, he's very patient. He's very nurturing. But not, well, I shouldn't say, well, yes, nurturing in the sense like he's going to tend to his crops and make sure that it yields a very fruitful crop. And that's what the Prince of Swords, or Prince of Cup, or oof, I don't know who you are, Prince of Disc. I feel like with this is kind of just saying like kind of slow down. Again, with this, we're gonna pull both these energies. So this is both Earth energy here. I feel like this is saying, for the ones who are being pulled, I feel like this is kind of with these two here. You can slow down a little bit. You know, invest in your seed, plant your seed. I read in the book about this deck, the Hierophant is said to move every 2,000 years. And I'm not saying move that slow. Ain't nobody got that kind of time. But, definitely move with intention. I feel that's yeah, move with intention. I feel like that's the Hierophant's. That's his game here. So yeah, ultimately, I feel like Libra, things are you're gonna get to this clarity, but this is I think it's definitely time to slow down. I get you, you're excited. It's your birthday season. I know how I get around my birthday season, so it's like I totally get it, but maybe take a little time, smell the roses, enjoy the journey. There's no need to rush. It is going. That's not to say it's not going to come in fast. 'Cause I'm getting mixed, I'm getting dual stuff. It's probably because there's more than one Libra on the planet. But it's yeah, I'm getting that dual kind of like, take your time, but things are going to come in a lot faster than I think you're expecting them to. But so hang in there. And that's actually dope, because your higher self is about to confirm that. You got the 9 of Disc, the 7 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. So with this 9 of Disc here, and this is for how your future self is working behind the scenes, I feel like the 9 of Disc is saying that, if you are looking for any kind of like material gain, that is coming. This is a this is definitely a card of prosperity. This is another P word. No, this card of gaining what you want. Getting whatever. I feel like with Disc and Cups, I like to lump them all in as whatever abundance looks like to you. Maybe with this one, the Disc might be more kind of material abundance, and the Cups might represent more emotional abundance. But oh, there we go. 9 of Cups, abundance. I feel like whatever. Sorry. I found it. I feel like with this 9 of Cups here. Why? Because that's like, why are you here? I feel like when you go out, this is I'm getting be proud of what you're presenting. When you present it, give it your all. Really nurture that. This is whatever this project is, whether if you're helping someone or if it's something you're working on, it's something that you're channeling energy into. It's your baby, and treat it as such. This is something, be in the Knight of Cups. He gives off this softer energy, but he's going to protect this strength. Don't get that twisted. This crab will come at you if you try to cut its baby. Oh, hold on. Let me grab this Queen of Swords, because she's a savage too. I feel like this is, and I like that. I love that both of these cards are here. I feel like this too. This is kind of a nice balance with your project. I just want to talk about this real quick. Just I like that these energies are here. You have these two. You got the Queen of Swords here. She's got this. She's obviously this feminine energy, but she gives such masculine energy in her femininity. And then vice versa for the Knight of Cups. And, I feel like this is, I feel like this is, whatever this project is, really take care of your baby. That's why I feel like the Knight of Cups is here. When you go to plant that seed, don't burn out. When you take the time to nurture that, it's going to be beautiful. You're really going to see what's how that pops out. That's okay. I'm feeling good about the Knight of Cups, and I'm not sure how the Queen of Swords got. She just likes to be shown off. But moving on. This is the 7 of Wands, if you haven't met. And the 7 of Wands indicates this is asking you to use some, just to kind of use some courage. This is Leo's card. This is one of Leo's cards. It's Mars in Leo. So I feel like this is, you got these 6 wands here, and they're all ready to go, but there's this one that's like, I feel like it's undecided of what it wants to do. So, and this could kind of, this could be like the universe saying just like, be kind of, be mindful of where you're going to put that. It's like, I feel like, there's no need to, at least in this case, that's not what it always means, but intuitively, what I'm getting is make sure that, kind of, you got your wands in a row, just, but there's gonna be that moment where you just, that it's like go time, but until, you'll know when it's time to Knight of Wands, but until then, kind of hang on to that. This is, it's coming. When the situation comes, go proudly, because you've conserved this energy, you've taken the time to get there. And to not be, I feel like with this is the Nine of Swords. I feel like it's saying, while you're waiting on that opportunity, because it's your Nine of Disc is coming. I feel like this is the Nine of Swords. In this case, what I'm feeling is be kind to yourself. This is we're getting long on time here. I'm gonna wrap up, Libra. See what you did, Knight of Cups. With this Nine of Swords, I think this is saying be compassionate with yourself. This is while you're, sometimes if things aren't coming as quickly as we want them to be, it's coming quick in really the grand scheme, but if things are not quite going as we want, sometimes we can get in our head. We can kind of be, it says cruelty here, and I think that it's saying like cruelty in the sense like you're being cruel to yourself. With these Nine of Swords, it's like, I like to think of these as just like mentalities, like, oh, what's going on? Did I not do X? Did I shoot too fast? Am I going too slow? What if I do? What if this happens? What if that happens? And then it just bleeds you out. There's these little droplets of blood coming from these swords. And I feel like this is just saying, in the meantime, be compassionate to yourself. It's going to, when you go to present this thing, it's going to be totally worth it. It'll be, you'll be able to present it proudly, but it's getting that headspace, making sure that your headspace is good. I feel like we're told to always show compassion for others, but we're not told enough to show compassion for ourselves as well. I'm guilty of it too, but it is something that it comes with practice, and so that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting here, Libra. This is not a bad read. I hope that resonates with you. Let me transfer back over here. Sorry for getting wrapped up in that Knight of Cups. And I still feel like we didn't quite get where he's at, but if he's meant to show up again, he'll show up again in some other readings. We're in this for the long haul, Libra. But I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, and subscribe. I post videos every Sunday. I should probably start telling everybody else that. But last little tidbit here is going to be what I like to call the Celestial News Weekly. And this is just going to be what cosmic events are going on and how they affect you going into your week. So, well, really, some of these are lasting for like months. Because I'm going to talk about a couple planetary things coming this week, and then retrogrades. And it's going to change up. But with yesterday, Pluto went direct. So that is I forgot. No, I can mention that later. Pluto went direct, and that is a time to kind of bring truths to light. Anything that you might have kind of been buried deep down, whatever Nine of Swords, might be on your mind, it might be time to bring, not all of them, but bring a sword up to light and like maybe see what's going on with that. Then you have today on the 9th is the full moon in Aries, so this is definitely a time, and this could be that Seven of Swords time or Seven of Wands time. Use your judgment. You'll know. I don't know how. You'll just know, Libra. But it could be. This is that time is a good time to start getting things initiated. And then there is tomorrow, which is really awesome for you. It is Mercury is going to be in Libra on the 10th. And so your balancing skills that you, because you're already going around fixing everyone, but now they're going to be like on 10, because now Mercury's about communication, and then you being about balance. It's a great time to you'll be a great mediator. But I feel like this is really a good time if you personally, Mercury just was in retrograde not too long ago, so communication was a little wonky. If maybe, because I won't speak for all air signs, but I know sometimes air signs can be. I have a Gemini moon. Sometimes your mouth can get a little bit ahead of your head, and you might say something a little quick, and maybe it was supposed to be a thought bubble, and it might not have landed well with someone. This is that time to fix that stuff, is what I'm getting at. Lastly, retrogrades. You have Jupiter in retrograde until the 23rd of November, I want to say. Jupiter rules over, ninth and 12th house. Yeah, I almost got it. You saw how confident I was, right? Rules the 9th and 12th house, which is Sagittarius and Pisces. And it's all about, and Jupiter's all about philosophical things, philosophical matters, and expansion of consciousness. So this is a good time to kind of go within and get to know yourself on a, figure out what philosophies you hold close to yourself. Really kind of get to know yourself. Retrograde time is a time of introspection. Hanged man time, retrograde. Retrograde is all about being there. The planets are putting everybody in a hanged man situation. But that's good, though, because I feel like you always should take some time to reflect. Then you have Saturn, which is in retrograde until the 22nd of this month. Saturn rules over the 10th and 11th house, which is Capricorn and Aquarius. And it represents time, karma, responsibilities. And with it being in retrograde, this is like the time of, this is kind of like the time to reevaluate that karma. See if you have things that keep reoccurring. What's a good example here? If you keep finding yourself like, gosh, why am I always so tired? Why am I always burning out? Blah 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 blah. Well, Saturn's like, well, why are you? Like, this is it. Saturn's just like, it's just gonna bluntly ask you that. It's I like to think of it as like the parent of the planets. It's going to it's kind of that time to bring that sort of stuff to light. Then you have Uranus in retrograde. Uranus rules. Oh goodness, when I pulled it up, I was feeling real good, and now I forgot everything. Aquarius rules Aquarius in the 11th house, and Uranus is over surprises, innovation, liberation, and revolution. Roughly, it kind of encompasses that whole thing. Really, it's kind of like that. Uranus is the type to walk in. If it doesn't like what you've done with the table, it'll flip that table over. That's been the analogy I've been using this week. And with it being in retrograde, this is kind of like the time, instead of flipping the table, it's just going to tug at the tablecloth a little bit. And it's going to give you some time to, you can let go what you want to let go and change what you want to change. But now it's giving you the option, as opposed to just like, Uranus is like that. And then you have Neptune. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and that's the 12th house. See, that one I knew. And it's going to be, Uranus is going to be in retrograde until the 22nd of next year. So that's great. We're gonna, because this, I like, it's just, Uranus is kind of like there to remind you, like, you can be in control, like, sometimes. But back to Neptune. It's going to be in retrograde until December 3rd. And it rules over imaginations, the astral realms, illusions, dreamlike states. And this is a time, and it's nice too. Because I'm get ready to say nurturing. The Neptune is about moving those illusions. You're going down. You've had enough airtime. Neptune is, during this time of retrograde, it's about a time of addressing the illusions that we tell ourselves, and really bringing those to light, But the nice thing is, it's kind of like with Uranus, we're doing it slow. It's not just going to be like, oh my gosh, it's, I think Neptune is in retrograde like 40% of the year. So this is going to be a very slow, it's just kind of like, okay, do you see that? Oh, nope. Okay, that's too much. Okay, let's try this side. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's pull up this one first. And it's very, it's a good time to kind of, what illusions have we been telling ourselves? Um, okay, yep, I'm getting ready to go over here, Libra. It's a little extra birthday treat for you. I'm gonna pull one card at the bottom here, if you stuck around with me that long. Bam. You got the Four of Disc, and this is at the bottom of the deck. Four of Disc represents gaining that power, law and order. I feel like it's kind of just like getting your foundation again. So if some of you have been feeling like, goodness, I bet I like it. I feel like this is gonna be your card I take a picture with. But if you ever been feeling like you've been in a spot where that you are being pulled all over the place and you haven't been able to just like find solid ground, that's what the Four of Disc is for. This is just like, okay, now we're getting back to okay, like it's just kind of like you're all right. I'm on familiar territory again. Like that's what I'm getting with this here. I feel like this is you, for some of you, this is you kind of establishing that that stability again, if you will. Okay, so yeah, I hope this resonated with you. Yeah, again, like, share, subscribe, and let's keep raising the vibration. Enjoy the rest of your birthday month, and I will talk to you next week. Later.